Alright, so back again, another video. This one's gonna be about you being stuck in stasis. A lot of people are stuck in stasis. I was stuck in stasis. I've been stuck in stasis at periods in my life. And what I mean by stasis is being in a situation in which it's steady. It's one of the worst places to be. It's one of the worst places that you can be because it's comfortable. Because it's not so bad that it's a situation that it's like you got to get yourself out of. And it's not good enough that you're happy or you're satisfied. You're just kind of like, this is all right. You know, maybe it's a job. I've been in stasis in a job and jobs and my career. Maybe you're in a stasis in your relationship where you're like, yeah, this partner, you know, whether it's girl or a guy, maybe it's a girl, she's a bitch sometimes, or maybe like a majority of the time, but it's not that bad, you know. Like, I get like consistent cutty. She cooks or something. So it's like, all right, it's not bad enough that I want to leave, you know. Maybe if she cheats on me or something, then I'll leave, you know. So it's like, or maybe it's in a job. It's like, yeah, I don't really like it here, but it's paying the bills. You know, it's not like I'm super discontent. And you're thinking, yeah, it could be worse. But it could also be much better. And it'd honestly be better if it was much worse. Because then you'd have an initiative to do something, to change something. But because you're in a place of stasis, it's like you're stuck in a sense. And this is just an idea that I was talking with my coach, and we're just kind of elaborating on this idea of being stuck in stasis is one of the worst places that you can be in, because there's no passion and there's no initiative to change anything. It's like you're comfortable just keeping things the way that they are. It's one of the worst places that you can be. You know, I had watched a clip of Donald Trump. Shout out to Donald Trump, man. That's my president, man. Hey, Donald Trump 2024. I could give a fuck what y'all say, man. Donald Trump 2024. So I don't think he'll win, but you know, you gotta admit it was an exciting time when he was a president, man. You know, but nonetheless, okay. So my take, you know, hey, if you whatever beliefs, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care about the president anyway. So listen. So bottom line, I just believe he was a great entrepreneur. You know, I'm an entrepreneur, so I can vibe with that. But he was saying one of the worst employees to have is a good employee. You know, so it's not like the bad employee, you can fire him. You can get rid of him. The great employee, you want him. He's a good employee. You want to keep him around. But the worst employee is the good employee. The employee that he's just good enough. You know, he's clocking in maybe just like a couple minutes late. He does the bare minimum task to not get fired. And I mean, if you're that employee at your job, you know, depending on the situation, I get it. You know, it's like, shit, man. You don't want to really show up to a job and, like, work your ass off. Unless you're passionate about it, man. Don't let these motherfuckers take all your time and energy and shit. Fuck that. But correlation, you know, it's like the worst place to be is in stasis. To be that good employee in your life. Because the good employee, he's just showing up. It's good enough. You can't fire him. And it's like he's leeching from the company. He's leeching the time, energy, resources. He's not a creator, an inventor, someone who's going to improve the business. He's just slowly kind of dying and making the business die. And you don't want to be that type of person in your life, slowly dying. If you're in a state of stasis, it's like you're just slowly dying. You know, you're either growing or you're dying in life. And if you're stuck in a stasis in your relationship, in your job, in your career, in your housing, maybe you're staying with mom and you're like 30 or some shit and you're just like, yeah, I'm not really like dead ass broke, but I'm just barely making enough. It'd almost be better if you were homeless or you were really rich. It's like being stuck in the middle is like the worst place to be. So, this is just a message to encourage you. Something I was thinking about. If you're stuck in stasis in a relationship, it's like it's not bad. It's not that bad, but it's not. It could be like you imagine it much better. Like get out of that shit. If you're in a job where you're like, yeah, it's not that bad, but I could imagine it being much better. Get out of that shit because being stuck in stasis is like you're really dying. It's not in a good place to be. So, with that, remove yourself from stasis. Avoid stasis at all costs because this is a killer of momentum. You'd be better off to be in a much worse place with the fire under your ass or in a much better place having succeeded and reached your goals. So, with that, get out of stasis, leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Professor Ill Will